Welcome to a special edition of High School Rewind, available only on Xfinity On Demand. We are at the Utah Autism Foundation Holiday Tournament to bring you today's game between the Highland Rams and the Alta Hawks. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Dane Stewart here to bring you today's game, and we have, we've got a number of great three-point shooters in today's game. We will talk about all of them. Let's start with the Highland Rams. This is a team that comes in 3-3. They've actually played a game already in this tournament. It was against the West Jordan Jaguars, and they had a very nice game, actually. It was turned out to be a 71-59 victory. It was a game in which Highland and West Jordan were neck and neck for most of the way. They really pulled away with a big fourth quarter, and they did so behind Brandon Warr. He absolutely went off. He had 26 points in that win for the Highland Rams. Also chipping in was Henry Morris, who had 17. Morris, one of the better three-point shooters in all of 4A. In fact, he is number 4, averaging nearly 3 three-pointers per game. And then Jake Connor, the other dynamic three-point shooter for the Highland Rams, he's second on the team in scoring with 13. Morris averages nearly 17. Warr, he's third on the team in scoring, and he led them in scoring in that last game. If they can get another 20-plus from him, boy, things are really going to look good for the Rams. Let's switch sides and talk a little bit about the Alta Hawks now. They come in 7-1. These Hawks have not lost to a Utah team. In fact, their only loss on the season occurred at the Santa Margarita tournament down in California. Debuted very well down there. They went 3-1, coming off a victory down there where Trevor Hill led the way with 17 points. Rollins chimed in with 12 himself, and Landon Albrecht went for 8 points and 11 boards. This Alta Hawks team, very, very balanced. We talk about three-point shooters of Highland. They've got one of their own, Zach Rollins. This kid could really light it up from long range. Coming in, he is fourth in 5A, averaging nearly 3 three-pointers a game as well. He leads the team in scoring with over 16 points per game. And then another name we will talk about tonight, we already mentioned, led them in scoring, that being Trevor Hill. He's second on the team in scoring with 13 points per game, and leads the team in rebounding and assists. This is an athletic kid who is quick and all over the floor. The Alta Hawks this season have done it with defense. They have really limited teams as they are averaging, giving up less than 50 points per game. That's been a big key to their success in this early portion of the season. It's a big reason why they're 7-1. They're going to have a tall task because this Highland team, we mentioned, put up over 70 points against the 5A West Jordan Jaguars. So Alta going to have their work cut out for them as they try to limit this Highland offense. We mentioned the three-point shooting by both these two teams should be really fun. Both these teams can push the ball, they can shoot it from long range, and it'll be interesting to see which one wins out here today as these two teams look to continue this great tournament held here at Olympus High. With that preview now, let's send you down to the center circle for the opening tip. Ready to tip things off here from Olympus High School between Alta and Highland. Highland in the road black uniforms and Alta in the home whites. And we are underway. This tip won by the Hawks, and Zach Rollins, mentioned him, a fantastic player for the Hawks. Starts off with it as the ball works near side with Albrecht. Cross-court pass. Rollins thought about the three, instead put it on the floor. Boy, what a nice find is Elijah Glissmeyer. Filling the key on the drive by Rollins, and Alta gets the first points of this game. 2-0 Hawks. Now Highland's first possession. They work that ball up. Spencer Monker now is outside to Warr. Mentioned his fabulous game in the first game for Highland in this tournament. Looking for another dynamite one here tonight. Certainly help the Rams pull out a W as Connor's going to fire the three. That one straight away, though, was off target. Rebounded by Trevor Hill. He brings it down the other way, looking to drive, and he gets fouled on the floor by Connor. This ball inbounded to Glissmeyer. Back to Trevor Hill now. In the corner, this time Rollins going to shoot the three. Tried to draw contact. He had some, but no whistle came as Warr with the rebound as he was fouled. I believe the foul was on Trevor Hill. That was his first. One team foul apiece. This ball now near side with Connor. Monker now trying to use the Warr screen. Nice job by Glissmeyer to cut off the drive, though Warr dials one up and he can't hit that one. 0 for 2 from long range for the Rams as Trevor Hill brings it back down, finds Albrecht. Now Rollins, another pump fake out to Hill. He's going to put it on the floor and drive, and Trevor Hill, a nice take to the hoop there. 4-0 Hawks. Talking about this Alta squad, they return a bunch of starters off last year's team. Hill certainly had a lot of PT last year. There's a foul here on the drive by Monker. This is going to go against Rollins. First foul on Rollins as Monker looks to inbound. Boy, someone needs to get open. That's a dangerous pass that Rollins is able to pick off. Down to Glissmeyer. He got fouled. Nice cleanup by Hill, though it won't count. Glissmeyer to the line for 2. First free throw from Glissmeyer was good. Second attempt up, good as well. And the Hawks with the first 6 minutes of this, or 6 points of this game at the 6-minute mark. 4 by Glissmeyer. That drive closed off, back up top with Ward. Trying to get positioning inside is Jones, but boy, Carter Heslop's playing really good D on him. Now the drive by Wars. That one lost it on the drive. Turned over to Alta. Albrecht now finds his way back to Hill. In the corner, Connor defending him. Looking around, Albrecht now. Nice handoff to Rollins from the elbow. That one no good. Albrecht uses that size of his to gather the rebound. Nice little spin move in the post. Able to lay it in. 8-0 now. Alta, Highland in dire need of points. Jones wanted a hand back to Morris, but great D by Hill. Boy, there's Morris. And an offensive foul called as stepping in was Zach Rollins to pick up the charge on Morris. That was a really nice play by Highland. They were trying to get the ball to Henry Morris. Eventually, when they did, he attacked the hoop, and Coach West not happy with the call. As it is 8-0, Alta looking to get the lead to double figures as they go underneath to Glissmeyer, and Henry Morris has had enough of the Alta offense as he blocks that attempt. Here's Monker now with the drive closed off. Corner 3 from Jake Connor. That one no good, rebounded by Hill. Boy, long pass to Glissmeyer, who's gonna, again it's blocked by Morris. How about Henry Morris? Back-to-back blocks for the Rams. And he's gonna put this on the floor, kicks out. Monker for 3, and that one will roll in for Highland. And rimmed back and forth. The first points of the game for the Rams come on a Spencer Monker 3, pulling them back to within 5. In the corner now with Albrecht, puts it on the floor. War with good defense on him to close it off. Glissmeyer passes out of that corner. That pass hauled in by Rollins. Nice job there. Screen coming up from Glissmeyer. Defended well. Underneath, all alone is Heslop, and he missed the lay-in. Carter Heslop had a great look, couldn't bring it in, and right now Henry Morris, huge on the defensive end of the floor, 2 blocks and a big rebound. The last 3 defensive possessions for Highland. In the corner again with Monker up top, War. Jones was trying to create the loft behind Heslop, but couldn't get it. Morris ran into Jones and then lost the ball. Watch out. He can fly. Trevor Hill with the dunk. The earlier one didn't count. That one did. And it is 10-3 Alta as Coach West will take another timeout. Connor going to bring the ball up for Highland. That one is kicked by Albrecht. Connor inside. As he got the ball to Rick Schmidt, who just came in out of that timeout. The drive by Jake Connor, and a nice job taking advantage of that baseline. Jake Connor with the nice deuce. And a foul here on the floor. Called against Highlands, Brandon Ward. Rollins off the inbound. That bucket's good. Only 5'11", but Zach Rollins does a great job of getting space. That time coming around the screen on the inbound play. 12-5 now. The Hawk advantage. So here's Max Wilson. Haven't talked about him in our open, but he had a great game off the bench for Highland against West Jordan in that game earlier in this tournament, as Schmidt has that one go through his hand initially, able to regain it. So now he's working against Albrecht. Connor again down low with a little turnaround. That one was too hard. As Hill brings it back up the floor now for Alta. There's the drive. Tried to go high off the glass. Couldn't get it to drop. As Morris with the rebound. Morris coming around the screen, and we've got a foul here called against Alta. Foul was on Heslop as Spencer Diver checks into the game for Highland. That pass intended for Connor, knocked out off of Albrecht. Wilson. Ball working around. Boy, Wilson made a nice cut to the hoop, but couldn't get him the ball. Morris with it now being guarded by Hill. Diver passes over to Schmidt. Schmidt blocked by Glissmeyer. Now it's going to be Wilson kicks out. Morris for three. Henry Morris mentioned his long ball ability, and that's a big shot. It's 12-8, and Highland that fell down 8-0. Now just chipping away at this Hawk lead is the ball near side with Trevor Hill. Inside with Heslop now. Morris D on him. That shot certainly affected by the range of Morris as Heslop had to shoot it high and sent it a little long. 1 minute left here in the opening quarter, and Highland, despite its poor offensive start, is right back in this thing as Connor able to track that down. Diver now. Highland willing to take some time off the clock. Is back up top with Morris. Alta not going to force the issues. 30 seconds left here now in the opening quarter. Morris just dribbling it away. Now going to switch a little bit and probably to let the athleticism of Trevor Hill match up against Henry Morris, who has some quickness, has that length. Difficult man to defend as here's Diver, and on the drive, Alta commits the foul. This is going to be on Christian Grow. 10 seconds left as Chris Roberts is checked in for Alta. This ball inbounded to Schmidt. Clock's down to 5. Got to do something here. Schmidt's just going to have to fire one up, and he missed it. 0.1 second left, so we have not hit the quarter yet. Oh, not much Alta will be able to do here. That's the quarter. Highland fell down 8-0, but they've made a nice run to get back in this. 12-8, Alta the lead after one. Second quarter underway. Diver brings the ball up the floor, and familiar last name for Ram fans. His brother David was a pesky guard defensively. Now he is gone, and Spencer will carry on the name here at Highland. As Wilson looking inside to Schmidt, trying to work against Glissmeyer. The turnaround, and Glissmeyer with a block. Schmidt able to regain it. Wilson will kick this out. That's deflected off of Connor, and it goes back to Alta. Grove will run the point now for Alta. Trying to go inside to Albrecht, and there was Morris. What a nice save by Morris as he never had a good handle on that ball. Now attacking the hoop is Wilson. That's a block, and Max Wilson will head to the line to shoot two as Roberts couldn't get there in time. Wow, and they actually called a charging foul on Wilson. Highland fans not pleased with that one. That's a second charge that Alta thought should have gone the other way. As this one kicked outside to Grow, being guarded by Diver. Wilson guarding Rollins tightly. Rollins able to drive around him. Now Grow with the drive, and he couldn't get a shot up. This ball just thrown ahead for Connor. Nice defense by Hill, able to track that down and knock it out. Looking to inbound, has to go up top with Diver. Grow guarding him, still looking for the first points of this second quarter. It's been a couple minutes without any as Schmidt tried to feed the ball to Wilson, making a cut to the hoop. That ball broken up by Rollins, who leads it back the other way. Then he has it stolen from him, still loose and knocked out off of Rollins. It will be Ram ball. Here's Schmidt with it at the elbow. Heslop on him. Wilson into Connor. Diver going to hand off to Morris, trying to come around the screen. And we got a foul on the play called on Hill. That'll be his second. Hill heads to the bench with his second foul as Chris Roberts, 6'2" junior guard, is checked in for Alta. Morris going to turn back the other way. Boy, a flurry of spin moves, though couldn't get it to fall. Gets his own board, goes glass, can't get that one either. And then couldn't tip it out as Roberts, the man who just came in, able to bring in the ball. Brings it up the floor. Up top, Rollins gonna fire the three. That one's good. We talked about Rollins, one of the better three-point shooters in 5A. Cashed one in there. 15-8 now, the lead for the Hawks. Schmidt with it. At the elbow, dribbling, going against Carter Heslop. Defended nicely by the senior forward as Morris's three is no good. And then what a save made by Diver. Able to knock that back in and out off of Groh. Diver, the 5'9" junior guard, has it now, and talked about his brother. And I mean pesky in a very respectable way. He's a very good defender. And right there, Diver, nice job not giving up on it and able to retain possession for the Rams as Morris will find Schmidt. Connor gonna fire another three. That one rimmed out on him. Boy, he couldn't believe it. Thought that one was gonna drop. Albrecht will pass back to Rollins. Back-to-back three-pointers for Zach Rollins. And the lead is up to 10. 8 points for the senior guard, halfway to his average. Having a good shooting night here tonight early on as we're at the 4.5-minute mark of second quarter, approaching midway. Diver working hard in the post, but can't get him the ball. He goes back up top now with Max Wilson. Schmidt able to post up on Heslop. To the other side, Diver gonna fire the three. That one was lined up well, but missed. Henry Morris able to clean it up with the board and the putback. Rollins pass back to Groh, back to Rollins now. Looking inside to Albrecht, and Morris going to be called for the foul. Michael Kerr is checked in, as that was the second foul on Morris, though he stays on the floor. It was Schmidt who went to the bench to catch his breath. Here's Heslop from inside the three-point arc. That is worth just two. Connor couldn't bring it in, and it's out of bounds off of him. Inbounded to Heslop, had great positioning. Morris with his third block of the game. Up top, three-pointer from Christian Groh. That one rimmed out. Ball was loose, ended up with Roberts. Now a three-pointer for Rollins. Why not? Zach Rollins. Another three-pointer, his third of the game, and it is 21-10 Alta. The three ball's been dropping for Alta, but not for Highland, as we've got a foul here. A blocking call, 1-on-1 situation now for Morris. And again, the foul went the other way. They called it on Michael Kerr for a block. Again, Coach West not pleased. Rollins for his fourth three-pointer. Zach Rollins, 14 points. Jake Connor heads to the bench as Spencer Monker checks back in. Monker with it, looking to drive against Rollins, pulls up, the little 6-footer won't fall as Chris Roberts comes down with the board. Other way. Again, here's Roberts on the drive, and Chris Roberts with a nice reverse lay-in. It's been a 14-2 quarter in advantage of the Hawks. It's approaching 2 minutes left, and assisted by a number of three-pointers from Rollins. It certainly made a big difference as that shot doesn't fall for Wilson. Diver with it. Back over to Wilson. Top now to Kerr. Diver going to fire the three. That one was off. Rollins going to bring it the other way. Heslop all alone on the near side, though Rollins able to sidestep everyone. Gives it to Roberts again. Baseline drive. He's able to float in. Chris Roberts with back-to-back buckets. Rolling to the hoop was Kerr, and eventually they get him the ball. Nice look there as Monker couldn't get it to him initially. Used used Wilson to help get him the ball. Now here's Grow with it. Up top with Albrecht. Finds his way to Rollins. Not giving him any room is Monker, and that's a wise strategy if you're Highland. And then they're going to call Monker with the body as he was nudging Rollins out of bounds. First foul on Monker. Rollins to the line, shooting 1 and 1, and his first free throw came out. So no points at the line for Zach Rollins as we've hit 1 minute left here in the first half. It's been a very good second quarter for the Hawks as they have blown this lead up to 16. Monker's drive closed off by Heslop, Highland able to get it back up top. Here's Diver with the crossover and the drive. Nice job by Grow. 30 seconds left as Monker just gonna reset things here over to Morris. I believe he leads all scorers for the Rams with only 5. And again, Bucket's just having a hard time coming for the Rams. We've got a foul here on the floor. I believe this is going to be on Grow. Second foul on Grow as Elijah Glissmeyer has checked back in. 12 seconds left here. Clock now down to 5. Time to do something. Diver going to have to fire one up. Front of the iron. Rebound, putback that rolls off, no good. That's pretty much summed up the half for Highland. They've had good looks, have not been able to get shots fall, and they now trail Alta at the half, 28-12. Second half underway. Alta has a 16-point lead and only 4 points in that second quarter for the Rams. The ball finds its way to Rollins inside now with Trevor Hill. Splits the defense. That ball was too long, but Albrecht there to get the board and tip it back in. Albrecht's 6'5", senior forward for Alta. Very good player, started last year for the Hawks as this ball turned over. Hill bringing up the ball the other way. Boy, nice pass to Glissmeyer. Able to save it to Albrecht. He's going to kick it outside. And Alta, well, they're not going to reset. It's Heslop all alone. Corner three, that one skipped across the rim. Rebounded by Albrecht. Fouled, count the bucket. Well, yep, count the bucket. Albrecht to the line to shoot a free throw. Second foul on Connor. Albrecht's free throw good. 33-12 in favor of the Hawks. War with it, using the screen by Jones. Nice job by Heslop coming out. Get a hand in War's face, and then a double dribble by Jones. Here's Albrecht with it. He's had a good start to this second half. Looking inside to Hill, couldn't get him the ball. Glissmeyer's going to fire the three. That one would not miss by much as it hit all sides of the iron. Jake Connor now looking to drive in the key, and a little 4-footer. It's a little off. Rollins now the other way. Boy, nice spin move. Hang and count that bucket too as Zach Rollins will head to the line. Second foul on Monker as Rick Schmidt has checked back in. Rollins couldn't convert that three-point play. That's 35-12. Schmidt setting the screen. Monker closed off, and blocking call there called on Glissmeyer. First foul on Glissmeyer as this ball inbounded to Connor in the corner. Boy, got it to Morris. Lucky he saw that one as he was looking to go another way. Connor to Schmidt at the elbow, trying to drive on Glissmeyer. Kicks this outside. That one deflected off of Rollins. Stays here with the Rams. Over to Brandon War. Looking to drive. Hill had reached in, stalled the drive, helped get Henry Morris open for three. 8 points now for Henry Morris. His first points of this second half. Here's Rollins, who comes past the screen. Boy, what a tough shot. And that was all made by the defensive Connor. But how about Trevor Hill? We talked about his athleticism, and that's a great display of it. Able to go up and get the board and use the glass for the bucket. 37-15 now. Schmidt will hand off to Morris coming around the curl. That ball was knocked loose. Kicked outside is now Brandon War from a foot inside the arc. And Brandon War able to hit that bucket. Here's a three-pointer from Albrecht. That one was short. Glissmeyer able to track down the board. Kicked outside with Trevor Hill. Pair of threes working there. Now it's inside to Heslop. Boy, nice job by Heslop using that body to create a shot. Goes glass, and it's 39-17. Here's Monker using the screen set by Schmidt, and we've got a foul called here against Alta. Foul was called on Glissmeyer. That was his second of the game as this ball inbounded up top with Brandon War. Now over to Wilson, back inside to War. Glissmeyer trying to guard him. Boy, nice job backing him down by War, and Glissmeyer just picked up his third. War made both free throws on his trip to the line as Roberts checked in for Alta. Spencer Diver checks back in for Highland. Midway through the third quarter here, the lead is 20, and that ball turned over. And Henry Morris has been a delightful find for the Rams defensively. He takes it the other way and finishes the play. Shouldn't say a find. He leads them in scoring. He's one of their better all-around players, and he's shown it here today. A couple blocks, some steals, rebounds. He's done it all for the Rams, despite them trailing by a large margin. Trevor Hill. Now Albrecht. He's going to dribble right around. Henry came over to try to help him out on the defense, but couldn't get there as Albrecht with the strong take. And it's been a point to get Landon Albrecht the ball, and he has taken advantage of it here in the third quarter. I believe he has 7 points in the second half. It's unofficial and using Dane math, so you never know. In the corner, Wilson back to Connor. Working against Albrecht. This foul was on the floor on Albrecht. Ball inbounded back out to Connor. Put it on the floor. Now he will back it out. Ball works near side with Wilson. We've got a foul away from the ball. Offensive foul. Going to be called on Jake Connor. 13. Third foul on Connor, and the third team foul on Highland. 41-21, Hawks had a double-digit lead for, well, ever since early in the second quarter as Morris had the steal, and then Rollins returned the favor. Back up the floor with Hill quickly. He's going to look to drive and is fouled on the floor. I believe this will be called on Diver. First foul on Diver. This ball inbounded to Albrecht, and that's just too easy when you've got 6'5". Able to just throw it up at the rim, and Albrecht able to just tip it in. Here's Morris working against Hill, kicks outside. Diver gonna fire the three, no good. Rebounded by Chris Roberts. Rollins brings it back up the floor. Boy, good find to Albrecht underneath, couldn't finish it. Ball still loose before War was able to corral it. And boy, Albrecht, one of those where can't believe you're that open. Just missed the lay-in. Now War in the post. Heslop guarding him. Hill was able to jar that ball loose. War able to bring it in and tries the turnaround jumper, no good as this ball goes to the corner before Rollins gets it. Diver hit the floor as he was knocked by Albrecht. Back to Albrecht now. Diver comes back and he's going to be called for the reach. Second foul on Diver as this ball inbounded to Rollins, and that ball bounced off the rim. Rebounded by Max Wilson. Back the other way. Lamson with it. Diver being guarded by Roberts, just puts that shoulder down. Here's War from the baseline. No good. Try to follow it up. Eventually going to come up with it. Has a man underneath. Instead goes up strong against Hill. And Brandon War able to use glass. Under a minute left here in the third. 43-23 Alta. Trevor Hill holding it. Looking for somewhere to go with the ball. He will get it to Albrecht. Over to Rollins. Alta happy to just get to the end of this third quarter. Holding a 20-point lead and feeling comfortable. Mentioned have not lost to a Utah team this year. The Hawks have been really, really good, and they've displayed why here today. They've got everything you need. Good guard play. They've got size down low, athleticism. It's going to make for a tough out as this ball found its way to Rollins. Throwing the alley-oop to Landon Albrecht. And the Alta fans love that one. Half quarter from Morris will not go. What a way to exclamate the end of the third. 45-23 off the oop from Rollins to Albrecht. The fourth quarter, 45-23. It's been all Hawks. Spencer Diver with it. Over to Morris. 10 points for Robert Morris, or Henry Morris. I did that in the game earlier. Henry Morris. That shot no good for Highland, rebounded by Alta. Here's Trevor Hill. Over to Roberts. Working inside. Albrecht. Well, that's a nice quick move, though he couldn't get the baseline shot to fall. Rebounded by Wilson. Now he looks to drive, kicks outside to Diver. Mentioned Alta's done it with defense, and it's been the same story here today as Highland coming into this game averaging 56 per. They've been held to 23 through 3 as this ball turned over, and then a foul going to be called here on Morris after the Albrecht steal. Hill will let this Hawk offense set up. Albrecht gives it right back to him as Wilson has the task of guarding Trevor Hill. Coming around the screen is Rollins, the drive. And then he is fouled by Lamson. Rollins made both free throws as he heads to the bench. Christian Groh checked in for him. Glissmeyer also checked in for Alta. Meanwhile, Jake Connor back in for the Rams. War passes to him. Up top, Diver looking to drive. Boy, nice hesitation there to get Albrecht in the air. Oh, couldn't finish the play. This ball thrown up to Glissmeyer, and he couldn't control it. Spencer Monker checks back in for Highland. It's Jake Connor. Hand off to Henry Morris. War with it, was looking underneath, nowhere to go there. Now up top, boy, good D put on by Glissmeyer and the rest of these Hawks. Is Connor able to track that ball down impressively? Morris Boy, nice speed. You saw the closeout there by Hill. It looked like Morris was going to have enough room for a shot. Next thing you knew, Trevor Hill was right in his grill, but nice shot by Monker, able to drive, get to the hoop, and lay it in. Hill comes right back the other way. Couldn't get that shot to fall. As Brandon Ward comes down with the board. Wilson with it quickly the other way. He's looking to drive now against Heslop, and that shot just wouldn't get over the front of the iron for Max Wilson. This ball kicked out. Heslop with the baseline jumper. Carter Heslop. It's 5 minutes left here. War at the elbow, kicks outside. Monker now with the drive, got around the defensive grow and then missed the reverse lane. That's not an easy shot. That ball hit between the rim and backboard as Heslop now will kick out to Trevor Hill. Glissmeyer in the corner to Hill. Nice little pull back. Couldn't get it to go. That ball out off of Highland. It will stay here with Alta. Albrecht lofts this into Hill. He's going to look to attack. He wanted to go for the dunk. Morris came over to get a body in him. That's going to be the call. Trevor Hill missed his first free throw as that was the fourth foul called on Morris. Second free throw good. Doubled them up, 50-25, the Alta lead. War over to Wilson. He was looking to pass out, but Albrecht had the lane shut down. Now here's War with it. Kicks outside to Monker. Gonna come around the War screen. Now it's a Max Wilson three. That ball's good. Max Wilson, the 6'1" junior from the corner. This ball thrown up to Glissmeyer quickly, and that one came off the rim. And then a foul called on Heslop on the rebound. Second foul on Heslop as Monker brings the ball up the floor. Meanwhile, Zach Rollins is checked back in. 18 points unofficially for Rollins in this one, including 4 3-pointers. Absolutely had a shooting display in that first half, helped out to really build this lead up. As that pass broken up by Christian Grote was thrown right at his feet. Highland now, or Alta with numbers the other way, as this ball able to be broken up. Hill eventually comes down with it, and then we've got a foul. I think this is going to be called on Albrecht. Monker brings the ball up the floor. That closed off by Glissmeyer. He gets it back. War with the screen. Now Morris with it, being guarded by Trevor Hill. No room to work for Henry Morris. Long three-pointer by Jake Connor hits the front of the iron, rebounded by Trevor Hill. Gonna go up, count the bucket, and the foul. It's Trevor Hill to the line to shoot a free throw. Fourth foul on Jake Connor as the free throw from Hill is left short. Ball batted around out of play, and it will go back to Highland. Morris with it was looking inside to Connor, but man, a battle going on down low between the fours as Zach Rollins will pick up the foul. Connor made his first free throw, second attempt good as well. 52-29 as Trevor Hill runs the point here for the Hawks. Over to Rollins. Glissmeyer able to get there. Ward was trying to make a break on the ball to create the steal. Hill going the other way as he gets fouled, and I think this is going to be called on Wilson. Hill nets them both, 54-29. Near side with Morris. Gets up top to Brandon War. Nice give to Morris. The little crossover, able to find some space, and Henry Morris with another triple. That's 13 for the senior forward for Highland. Ball finds its way to Chris Roberts, inside to Glissmeyer with the little turnaround. Not much you can do there as this ball knocked out off of Hill. And Hill heads to the bench as Michael DeLue checks in for Alta. Morris with the drive. Defense nicely by Roberts as that one skipped out on Morris. Back up top with Rollins. Now Rollins going to look to drive, kicks out. Three-pointer on the way from Christian Groh. That one rimmed out. And then a foul going to be called here on Groh. First free throw at the line for Monker was good. Second attempt, good as well. Francis Sconey and Beard have both checked in for Alta. DeLue with it. Give it over to Glissmeyer. Cross-court pass finds its way to Nick Beard. He drives around. That shot is blocked. Still a loose ball. How about Derek Francisconi not giving up on it? So we've got a foul underneath on the board. Going to be called on DeLue. Excuse me, foul was actually called on Francisconi. That was his first. Is at the line. Monker makes them both. 56-36, 9 points for Monker is Alta with the ball here. Connor got a hand on it. Richards is also checked in for Alta's. We're down to 40 seconds left. DeLue's drive closed off by Lamson. Now he picked up the ball back up top with Francisconi over to Beard. And then that pass intercepted. It was deflected at the point it was given. Is going the other way as Spencer Monker to lay it in. Chris Roberts with it. Morse defending him. Down to 7 seconds underneath. Laid it up and in was Nate Richards. His first points of the ball game, and the final horn will sound. The Alta Hawks with a comfortable victory here over the Highland Rams. 58-39 your final. Again, our final score here from the Utah Autism Foundation Holiday Tournament. The Alta Hawks all over the Highland Rams, 59-38. And this was a game of big runs for the Alta Hawks. They started out on an 8-0 run early on in the first quarter of this game. And Highland made a nice job coming back in that first quarter. They had a couple three-pointers help them trail only 12-8 after one. And it looked like they got back in a little bit, but cold shooting would absolutely doom the Highland Rams. They had a number of good looks that just appeared to hit all sides of the rim and come out. It was a 16-4 second quarter for the Alta Hawks. It would really put this game out, out of range for the Highland Rams. And it was great shooting by the kid we talked about in our open as Zach Rollins hit 4 3-pointers in that first half as the Alta Hawks had a big lead going in at the break. And then in the second half, it was much of the same. Highland was able to execute much better as Henry Morris started to get a little bit of that feel. Spencer Monker had a nice game. He was actually second on the team in scoring with 11 points. But for the Highland Rams, again, 38, well below their season average, and that's a lot of credit given to the Alta Hawks. We talked about their defense allowing only 49 points per game, and they held Highland well below that in this one. The offense was certainly there for the Alta Hawks as Albrecht had a huge second half. He finished second on the team in scoring with 13. Rollins had 18. Trevor Hill had 11. And the balance was there for the Hawks. The athleticism, you saw them move the ball, really push it up the floor, look for fast breaks. The outside shooting was good. And the Alta Hawks, again, showing why they're thought of to be one of the better teams in all of 5A and thereby the state. They certainly look to be a tough out in that Region 3. Both these two teams will continue here in this holiday tournament. The Highland Rams all season long has been lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game. They lost this one. That bodes well for them as their next game will be against Fremont if that trend continues. Meanwhile, for the Alta Hawks, they continue here this tournament as well. Their next game will be against the Cottonwood Colts. Another opportunity for Coach Barker and his staff to really help refine this team in preparation for region play coming up around the corners. The Alta Hawks now 8-1 overall, again, have yet to lose to a Utah team, and they look dominant here today in the 59-38 win over the Highland Rams. And that's going to do it for our coverage of this edition of High School Rewind. We want to thank you for joining us. For Mike Christensen, my name is Dane Stewart. We'll see you next time.